Ferrari heads into the Chinese Grand Prix with sky-high expectations, determined to bounce back from the disaster that unfolded in Melbourne. With Fred Vasseur's bold statements fueling optimism, fans are eager to see if the SF-25 can truly deliver on its preseason promise. But can Ferrari really close the gap to McLaren and Red Bull in China, where the conditions will be drastically different from what they faced in Australia? And more importantly, can they finally start living up to their championship contender status? Melbourne was nothing short of a wake-up call for Ferrari. The strategy blunders, poor tire management, and questionable race execution meant they threw away what should have been an easy podium finish. But the past is the past. Ferrari is shifting its full focus to learning from their mistakes and adapting quickly. That's where their biggest strength lies: constant development and never backing down, even when things go horribly wrong. Vasseur has made it clear that the best of Ferrari is yet to come, starting with Shanghai. In an interview following Melbourne, he confidently stated, "In Australia, we didn't see the real Ferrari. In China, we start from scratch." This bold claim has ignited hope among the Tifosi, but we've heard similar reassurances before. At this point, words mean nothing. Ferrari needs to prove it on track. Fans are tired of empty promises and need to see real tangible progress. So, what does Ferrari actually need to fix before the Shanghai GP? 1. Tire management, Ferrari's biggest Achilles heel. One of the biggest weaknesses in Melbourne was tire degradation. Ferrari's car burned through its tires too quickly, making it impossible to push hard when it mattered. In comparison, Red Bull, McLaren, and even Mercedes managed their rubber far more effectively. In a race where tire strategy could have made all the difference, Ferrari struggled badly. Charles Leclerc was stuck behind Albon for far too long, unable to find the grip or pace to make a move. Leclerc even admitted after the race that their simulations were completely off, saying, "We were very much off the pace on Sunday compared to our initial projections." If Ferrari wants to be a true contender, they must solve this issue, and fast. 2. Communication and strategy, Ferrari's eternal problem. Ferrari's race day decision-making has been laughably bad in recent years, and Melbourne was another example of their strategic shortcomings. In one particularly bizarre moment, Hamilton and Leclerc were given completely different weather updates. Hamilton's race engineer, "The rain won't intensify, hopefully." Leclerc's engineer, "Class 3 rain is coming and will last 2 laps." How does a top team make such an amateur mistake? Even with conflicting information, Ferrari refused to split the strategy. Instead, both drivers stayed out too long, ruining any chance of making the right tire call. In Shanghai, there's no rain expected, so weather won't be an excuse this time. Ferrari must show that they can react quickly and execute a race strategy without self-sabotage. 3. Qualifying. Pace, the key to Ferrari's weekend. Ferrari's Saturday performance in Melbourne was unacceptable. P7 and P8 on the grid? Unthinkable for a team that was expected to be battling for pole positions. Fighting Albon instead of challenging Norris and Verstappen. A complete failure to meet expectations. Ferrari's poor qualifying results forced them into damage control mode from the start, making it impossible to capitalize on race pace. But Shanghai is a completely different beast. If Ferrari can start from the front, they will have a much better chance of dictating the race rather than playing catch-up. The good news? The SF-25's performance in colder temperatures like those expected in China should be much stronger. Shanghai's smooth tarmac will allow the team to experiment with more aggressive setups, giving them more flexibility in finding the car's optimal balance. 4. McLaren, the new title threat. Before the season started, everyone thought Ferrari would be Red Bull's biggest challenger. But McLaren shocked the world with their incredible performance in Australia. Norris's race pace was unbelievable. He wasn't just fast, he was faster than Verstappen for parts of the race. McLaren's tire management was far superior. They were able to extend their stints and maintain grip far longer than Ferrari. Leclerc admitted that Ferrari was on the back foot, saying, "McLaren was even stronger than they were on Saturday. We have to look into it because their pace was incredible." It's clear now that McLaren is not messing around. Ferrari is no longer just chasing Red Bull. They have to outperform McLaren too if they want to be in the title conversation. 5. FIA's new rear wing rule, Ferrari's hidden concern. As if Ferrari didn't already have enough on their plate, a major technical regulation change could shake things up even further. The FIA has introduced a stricter rear wing flexibility rule, reducing the allowed rear slot gap opening from 2 mm to just 0.5 mm. This change will start in China, with zero tolerance from Suzuka onwards. Why does this matter? Ferrari and McLaren were suspected of using a mini DRS trick to gain extra straight-line speed. Pierre Wash, Red Bull's technical boss, suggested that Ferrari was one of the biggest culprits of this advantage. With this loophole closed, Ferrari might lose a key strength they relied on for extra top speed. This adds another layer of pressure. If Ferrari is forced to adjust their setup, will they suffer a performance drop in China? 6. Hamilton's learning curve. How long until he's comfortable? Hamilton's debut with Ferrari was underwhelming. 1 point was far from what anyone expected. But in fairness, the changing conditions in Melbourne made it nearly impossible for him to fully understand the SF-25's strengths and weaknesses. Shanghai will be his first real test in a normal, dry weather scenario. Can he optimize the car setup to match Leclerc's performance? Will his familiarity with the car improve enough to start fighting at the front of the grid? Hamilton himself admitted that a major setup change is needed, stating, "I wasn't happy with the balance in different parts of the circuit. There's a lot to fine-tune, and we need to improve communication as well." The chemistry between Hamilton and his race engineer is still developing, but there's no time to waste. If Ferrari wants a real shot at the championship, they need Hamilton to be at 100%, fast. Shanghai is critical for Ferrari. This is their first real chance to prove that Melbourne was just a fluke and that they are serious contenders in 2025. But with McLaren looking unstoppable, Red Bull still strong, and new FIA rules potentially hurting Ferrari's aero performance, the pressure is immense. Can they deliver a strong result in China, or will they fall further behind? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to learn more about the FIA's latest investigation into Ferrari and McLaren's rear wing tricks, click the video appearing on your screen right now.